Okay. I think we're good. I just had to do something quickly to make sure that everyone is notified about the reading because I didn't let you guys know. Okay, so hello everyone. I hope you're doing well. I'm Shika, your conscious mentor, medicine woman, and Reiki master. And today I'm going to be going over a Sagittarius new moon for November 28th, 23rd, November 23rd, 2022, and what you need to know. So right now I'm going to do a card reading. It's going to be intuitive. I usually come live sometimes on Wednesdays, and today felt energetically called to come live, called to come and chill with you guys, give you a full reading, and connect. And I'm also just honestly still buzzing from yesterday, and I can't believe over 48 of you have already started the application process for the New Earth Dharma program. Like that is amazing. And I cannot wait to read all your applications. The application forms are slowly coming in and it's so exciting. So just want to share that with you guys. If you are new here, put a rainbow emoji down below because I'd love to welcome the newcomers, the new peeps. And yeah, we're just going to do a card reading really quickly and tune into what's in the energy, what's in the flow. I'm just going to reset my cards as I talk to you guys. But how are you feeling for the Sagittarius season? I think it was we're in Sagittarius season because eclipse season was like, it was a vibe. And I don't think all of us were we didn't know if we could survive it. And I think some of us are still going through the purging process of the eclipse season. And I ask you to be compassionate with yourself, but also gentle with yourself in this time. So yeah, I'm just resetting my cards as I talk to you guys before we start the open space. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Where in the world are you tuning in from? I'd love to know where you are. And let's get into this card reading as I channel Indianapolis. Yes, awesome, amazing in the house. Anyone else? Where else are you tuning in from? Let me know. I'd love to know. Let's see. Hello. Just started the live. We haven't even done the reading yet. So for those who are just jumping on, don't worry. I'm just resetting my space. We have some copal, which is literally going through the storm. I have this small little burner for copal and I love it, but I want to get a bigger one because I love copal and I love burning a lot of it. So don't know anyone else who burns copal, but it's my favorite. And that's definitely one to use for the Sagittarius season. I talk about plants to use for your ritual as well in the new moon energy update that I posted. So go check that out because that's going to help and support you as well. Okay, let's get into this reading with you guys. I know it's early in the morning, so I'm not sure if all the peeps are on, but that's okay because you'll see it later. Okay, let's get into this because I'm just like super excited and we're doing the thing. Okay. So just want to make sure that everything is good to go on my end. I think it is. Okay, cool. Can you guys hear me? Good. Okay, awesome. Yay. Okay. So I just want you to take a few deep breaths in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Just relaxing your body. Calling in benevolent guides, ancestors, angels, ancestors, and beings for the highest good. Cosmic family. Calling in our guardians. All of our benevolent guardians, we call on you for support and allowing us to see what we need to know for this Sagittarius new moon that is coming up. Take a deep breath in, belly breath, hold it at the top, exhale out, take a deep breath in, tuning into what's inside of you right now, what's being present, maybe what clarity you want during the Sagittarius new moon, November 23rd, 2022. Exhale out. Take another deep breath in and exhale out. Okay. Ooh, oh, you guys are getting a deep reading. I'm just pulling out some cards. So just keep holding your intention. Whether you're watching this live or you watch the rerun, it's still going to go to you because I just believe spirit. There's no such thing as time, right? So whenever you're meant to see this, you'll see this for this Sagittarius new moon. I feel like there's one more card that's speaking to me in this deck, and then we'll go into the reading. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Okay. So let's see what we have for this reading. So we have Never Ending Story, Milk and Honey. Woo, we still have this Milk and Honey, guys. Clean it up. All that glitter. Time to go. Whoa. Okay, so we got a lot of abundance things coming up here. Woo, you guys are going through a lot right now with abundance resetting, and it's kind of overwhelming, but there's a lot that I want to share with you. Okay, let's start with the first few cards that came up. I'm going to start with the Never Ending Story. Okay. Some of you during this Sagittarius new moon are resetting and tuning into that the universe is not working against you. Okay. The universe is not working against you. Your guides are not working against you. Just because things don't work out the first time doesn't mean it's not going to work out the second. I had a conversation with a sister recently, and I feel like this is really going to resonate with the collective. And the never ending story is like, how do you expect for us to be more abundant and to see different results in our shadow work if we're still doing the same meditation, we're still doing the same affirmations, we're still doing the same routine? So here it's just saying that this never ending story is like you getting out of this trying things the same way. So if you feel like there's a block, ask yourself, how can I heal this differently? How can I approach this differently? How can I look at life differently? How can I look at these lessons differently? This will make sure that we're allowing ourselves to be more compassionate and not looking at ourselves as a victimhood. So that's really huge. And I'm going to read this card for you, loves, and dissect it for even deeper. So self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary drama. So again, this card is just saying that, like, as much as we went through a lot, it's like, why do we need to focus on that? Why do we need to use all of our energy to be angry about it? This Sagittarius new moon is about seeing and celebrating life in a new perspective. So some of you are being pulled and ripped out of this old perspective to step into something new, and it's very discomforting. But some of you is liberating. It's like, thank goodness we're here. So this Sagittarius new moon is asking you to really, not focus on rejection, loss, grief, humiliation, self-loathing, ignorance, like any of that stuff, any negative energy, that's going to be cleared out during this new moon in Sagittarius. Trying not to always think that we need drama in our life. Sometimes when we've been in a chaotic lifestyle, whether we've gone through a lot of trauma or maybe we've gone through just like a lot of heartbreak, or simply we've gotten through blocks, some block with ourselves internally, externally, that we just continuously focus on that thinking that we are meant and we have to suffer, right? The Sagittarius new moon and your guides are sharing with you that there's no more suffering. We don't need to suffer. We don't need to choose a suffering and hard life. We don't need to make our human go through such a hard experience in order for us to be successful. Success and abundance doesn't have to be hard. I'm just playing more Copal while we're talking. Success and abundance doesn't have to be hard. What if it was really easy? What if you can just snap your fingers right now and you can just receive something? What if you can think of something right now and it would just come to you without you even thinking, second guessing any of that? Would you still receive it? So again, this card, the never ending story for the Sagittarius new moon, is telling us that, like, we need to stop being a victimhood of our self-criticism. Now, when we look at the ego is wounded because there is something that it doesn't trust. There is something that lost trust in itself. I don't know if there's like a not trusting like a family member, specifically a male figure is coming up, not trusting like a female member, and I see like talking. I see like the image of the spirit talking. Hey, Grand Rising loves. talking. So it's like almost like their negative talk affecting you, the way they talk to themselves, and that's passed on to you. So again, knowing that, things are okay. Things are okay. And one of my favorite mantras I like to say when I'm in a space of negativity and pain, I always say that everything's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Because at the end of the day, something is okay. You are breathing, you are living, you are here. And I know it's hard to hear that sometimes when we're in a space of sadness and pain, but we are okay. And sometimes just confirming that with our body and our human just brings this sense of stillness. So today, know that none of this is actually true. All this negative things that we've told ourselves, the crumbling down, the feeling that we are in pain, grand rising, the feeling of any of that, that's, all of those things that we've been saying in our head aren't true. They're only true if we believe it and we live it. They're only true if we believe it and we live it. So here it's just saying, get yourself out of this lie that you're, not abundant. Get yourself out of this lie that no one will hear you or see you. Get yourself out of this lie that like you're not worthy, because it's not true. We're getting off of this. Okay? And I'm going to specifically speak to space holders out of experience, but also out of just like what I've been seeing and out of what I'm hearing also as I read through the Earth Dharma applications is like, there's always going to be resistance when we're about to pull away from an older version of ourselves, a way that we've seen life, and a way that other people will judge us. But we have to understand that in that process with the Sagittarius new moon is that we are traveling back home to ourselves. And traveling back home to ourselves means putting down that backpack of victimhood where there's all these stories and things that were projected on us by other people and even by our shadow and negative thought self, because of what we've seen and experienced in this human experience. So here it's really saying that you are not your story. The narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part of you. So if you feel like it's a hard time in the Sagittarius new moon to then see the positivity of life, or maybe you're still shedding, I encourage you to follow the shadow work prompt, but maybe write this down. What part of that voice is scared? What part of you is scared? And when you listen to that self-sabotaging voice, just listen to it, meditate with it. Don't shut it off, meditate with it. Ask that part of you to come forward and feel them and see them and ask them, like, why are they hurt? What happened to them? What part of this story do they still not forgive or still feel this sense of like sadness and pain? Give them permission to step forward and to share their story. Because when they can share their story, it's that much easier to dissolve it in our bodies and in our spirit and have closure. So we're coming into December. In the human world, that's the end of the year. In the spirit world, it's not, like, it's eternal. And we have lunar, the whole new year that's happening in February and so many other things. So, as far as astrology goes, it's not the end of the year. But as far as the human, we think about it's December. This year went by really quickly. There's a lot of things that happen. Really think about what you did this year. Like, what was your life like this year? How has it changed from today watching this video? Take a sit with yourself and see these changes. Because even though we're focusing on all the things we need to do better at, it's like there is a lot that has been done. Check yourself every day, you don't see any progress. Check yourself every month, you see more progress. Check yourself a year from that date, you start to see the transformation that you have become as a spirit, a soul, and a human. Right? So this is really, really such a big one. I don't know to be like, okay, this card came out. This card has come out before. And I'm going to be really, really just particular with this. If you have an elephant spirit animal, I know some of you called that out the other day, or that you connect with the elephant spirit, I just want you to extra listen to this. If abundance has been a big theme into your life, the Sagittarius new moon is going to share some things with you, new life of abundance. Milk and honey. Okay. Hope. With the never ending story being the card before, stepping into the milk and honey, it's like once you get off of this victimhood that life's against you and all of this I need to work harder, I need to heal better, I need to be in a different space than where I am, instead of accepting that I'm exactly where I need to be, you're going to start to see yourself more abundantly. I love when this card comes out. Honestly, it's just like, it's the card you want to come out when you are focusing on abundance and prosperity. I'm going to read the two meanings because there's also an abundance one in here. And you guys are going to just be like, whoa, okay. So the taste of prosperity opportunities, born in authenticity, nurturing abundance, and trusting that your needs are met. What part of you doesn't trust that your needs are met? Because when we look at Sagittarius New Moon, what is it? Sagittarius New Moon is talking about celebrating life, new perspective of life. If you think your needs are not met, how in the world can you see your most abundant, highest version of your life? And I'm saying this out of love. So Spirit's like, get your butt out of get your head out of this space of negativity. We're done. We're done. And you can even see there's a face on the card in the background behind the rainbow. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's like your guys watching down on you saying, hey, there's all this honey, there's all this milk. Why in the world are you focusing on the negativity? I talked about this with a client. I'm going to share this with you here. And they were saying that, I don't know why I have so much abundance blocks. And the biggest thing is, how much does making money and how much money you have, how much things you have, dictate your worth? Dictate your worth. We live in a world of social media. We live in a world where our generation before us put a lot of pressure on school, put a lot of pressure on working hard, put a lot of pressure on getting married, all of the things that were good for you to be stable. But you and me both know we're here because we're healing, and the consciousness is telling us that that's not all of it. It's not about the physical. It's about emotionally. It's about spiritually. It's about all of those things connected and combined. So when you put something before you on a pedestal, you're going to be running after that thing until there's no more. There's this little meme where it's like a human running after a money on a fishing rod, and eventually they become a skeleton, and the money falls into the hole and they fall in there. So it's like, are you going to spend your whole life running after finding pleasure, finding, something outside of yourself to fill the void? Because the nice car, the more money a month is not going to change anything. It's what's inside. And that's why a lot of people actually that I've seen, and some of them that I've mentored, when they make a lot of money, they go through a whole emotional, mental breakdown. Because even though they have more money, they still have, it's almost like their shadow work and healing becomes louder. And the opposite of that, if you don't have much money right now, or you're telling yourself you don't have much money, you're not abundant, then you're going to start to go on to that breakdown where money is going to be even more of a factor that you want to focus on. But what if we were to look at that money as Kings of Swords? I don't have my tarot here. Kings of Swords is that Capricorn energy. Me as a Capricorn rising, I'm going to just shed and just sprinkle some dust on you. When we look at milk and honey, this card, that Capricorn energy is like the daddy of money. It's like, hey, Spirit, how's it going? I know that I want this, and I'm willing to work through it and do the initiations I need to. That's the energy. But I also understand that, I'm not putting this on a pedestal, and I'm not waiting till lifetimes for this thing. I'm still going to live my life. I still see myself abundant, even if it doesn't arrive 2 days from now when I ask Spirit to give it to me. Right? It's almost like getting an Amazon package. You order something cute online or, shopping, and it's delayed by 2 days. Do you get pissed off that it's delayed, or do you live your life? Do you continue to do your things? So again, this is all about saying that we are abundant. We just need to trust that we have our needs. It's already there for us. And this is where this Sagittarius New Moon is asking you, how can you trust that you are abundant in a different way? Do things differently during this moon cycle and patterns as well. You've entered a sweet time of your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey. the everyone wants to experience. It's interluded that feels more like an ambitious space when all of your senses are awake and unlimited. And in this space, it's all about possibilities of the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in the most authentic zone, wearing the world of loose garment, not wanting, yet able to nourish in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are living part of. All you need to be is just meet yourself in that space. You are given the gift of nourishment every single day. Can we make that a mantra? Can we write that down? You are given the gift of nourishment every single day. Mexico in the house. Hello. St. Louis. Hello. I'm triggered. I love that to be. It's coming up. We're just doing the healing. We're doing the work. So can we just make that a mantra right now? Gift of nourishment is so important right now. So the gift of nourishment is of every form, in every form. I'm getting the gift of nourishment through this reading and getting the gift of nourishment of the device I'm using right now to get the message. And I'm getting the gift of nourishment of outside in the snow, even though I don't like the cold, but I thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to hibernate in my house. I'm giving the gift of nourishment. Now, my question is, what are you nourishing within yourself? What are you nourishing within yourself, no matter what your bank account says? Sagittarius is going to bring that up for us. Nourishment, celebrate nourishment, receive nourishment. This is also for those of you in your relationship. So if you are with a Sagittarius or you have a Sagittarius Venus or, someone in your life, this is where they become more romantic. They become more, kind of lovey-dovey. Maybe they're bringing you out on some new dates differently, or they start to someone that you're seeing or feeling, they're asking you out. Like, this is like kind of this gratitude of abundance of them showering you during this time. Okay. So if you do have a Sagittarius or someone who you love has Sagittarius, then you're going to be given some honey and abundance love and just receive that. Be in a space of receive. Allow yourself to step into your feminine with that. Oh, happy that you're here. Okay, so prosperity message. Listen up, okay? There is only one authentic you. I want you guys to close your eyes if you can to do this because I just feel like you can then go inwards. Obviously, don't do that if you're driving. This version of yourself is spirit in the emissary in the world, this emissary space in this world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are in a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest, your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is a time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity, and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice, a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace the destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. I love all this. This is so good. Just saw 888 confirmation. What if the Sag is your child? Then they're just going to give you so much love during this time. Just receive it. They might want to have little dates with you. They'll be very playful. This is a great time if you have a Sag kid to just do some fun dates with them and have fun. Really allow yourself to receive love from your child. Just gentle. Yay. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I want to see what hits with that prosperity message because this was deep. And it's knowing that once we allow ourselves to heal the wounded ego, the part of us. So with this card, for those who jumped in, the never ending story. So again, this card is telling us, listen to that wounded version of ourselves, the negative talk version that we try to shut off on our mind. If you're doing that, that's not healing. We want to allow that part of our voice to come in and to listen to that part. I know it's hard, but listen and see that and do a meditation seeing that version of yourself. When you do that, the next part is then you can receive the honey and milk and the abundance. then you can allow the ego to feel loved. And then you can also allow the heart to feel loved and not wounded anymore and be in alignment. And then you bring yourself to hope and abundance and start to bring gratitude, saying that I am nourished every single day and I'm abundant every single day. It doesn't take a moon or a certain moon to tell me that. You know, I'm going to be abundant regardless. It doesn't take a reading to tell me that. Like every day I am abundant. So I love that. Atlanta in the house. I love it. Okay, let's get into this. Now, clean up. This is a great time to purge things in your life. Guys, I just threw out a whole box, huge box of shoes last night. And I was like, maybe I should do some more purging. So again, if you are feeling called right now, 100% clean up your life, internally, externally, whatever it is. Remember, abundance is a big thing. And I don't want to say this abundance focusing is only money. If any of you just think abundance is money, that's not abundance. Abundance is like feeling nourished. Abundance equals being nourished. Okay, so that's the biggest, like, whoa, okay, this is abundance. It's not about the car you ride. It's not about the house you have. If that's what nourishment is for you, then it can be that. But when people have a disconnect of what abundance is, it means that you're nourished at all times. That's what it is. That's what it is. So Sagittarius is talking about you being optimistic in life and understanding that you are nourished and now receiving that nourishment after this deep healing that you've done over this year. So cleaning up is like anything that isn't nourishing for you, out. We out. Like relationships, anything, it's just not going to feel right anymore. Nourishing your soul, we're going into, holiday season. How are you going to step into your boundaries and say that I can't do 110 things? I can't cook 110 dinners. I can't, go out of my range abundantly because that's taking nourishment from me. How many people every year end up doing more people pleasing through presents? We're not doing that no more. Okay. If you feel like giving a gift, give a gift. If you don't feel like giving a gift, well, nourish yourself more. Do what's right. Listen to your heart with this. Clean up. There's many ways of giving gifts too. We can give gifts through love. We can give gifts through different ways. It doesn't have to be materialistic. And this is why I told you guys the biggest block for you for abundance, if you're still moving through that, is like knowing that you're always nourished, but also knowing that you're not putting abundance on a pedestal. And I mean materialistic abundance on a pedestal. This card came out. This is all materialistic. All that glitter. How much do you put materialism as nourishment? It's not. So again, you're seeing that like it's not about the glitter. It's not about the glam. It's about the simplicity of life. And I want to actually pull out an abundance card from the ancestral deck. Let me know what's hitting, because, Spirit's been really talking lately and I want to go into that. So let's see what abundance card we have here. Okay, wow. So I feel like these are the cards to come up if there's more that come up. So the first one is shift your perception, the air guardian. Some of you might be air signs. So if you are, listen to this message. Seer, see beyond your situation. So what this is saying is like, see beyond the abundance you have, because let me tell you, tomorrow might be the most abundant day of your life. And the only thing holding you back is that negative talk, you not being able to speak to that version of yourself, give them a space of healing, give them a space of recognition, and then allowing yourself to understand and receive that you're always nourished. So here it's like shift. How can I shift my perception of what is abundance? How can I do things differently? We're talking about different things, whether that's my routine, so I can have more abundance of time for me to be nourished, whether that is boundaries, whether with my family member, my husband, my kids, my mother, my father, like, how do I create those boundaries in a space that I can be nourished? Right? These are all abundant, because at the end of the day, why do most of us want money, for example, the materialistic things? Because we want to have more time. That's something we always have, but we don't need money to validate that. So again, shift perception a lot is here, and see beyond your current situation. And if you're having a hard time seeing beyond your current situation, I'm going to ask you to connect with the eagle spirit, because it really helps me. So in a meditation or before you sleep, you can ask the eagle spirit to come in and to support you through your dreams or through your meditation. and it will really, really support you. This card's a deep one. Okay. Time to go. Okay, so some of you with the abundance, this is also going into the last reading I did, which is transformation and gifts and getting out of your own way with your gifts. And this is maybe one of the main reasons why I just launched the Earth Dharma Healing Facilitator Training Program, is because it's time for us to go. There is so much shifting right now. We're getting new leaders in the next few years, leaders that we've never seen. People are birthing kids with gifts that the humans have not seen before. We are also seeing new ways of working in life. There is a new way of healing. There is a new way of lifestyle. There is a new way of abundance. What does abundance mean? We're starting to understand things differently. And now it's time for us to go and step forward and take those steps into the new life we want and the new perception we want, the new relationships we want. So time to leave your old self. So at the end of this year, going into November 23rd, 2022, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, some of you are going to actually let go of a part of yourself completely. It's going to be the last grieving of this year of 2022. And this part of you is going to essentially be pulling out a part that maybe you've been scared to let go, that's been holding you back from nourishment with yourself, receiving love, receiving abundance, but also receiving who you are. It's like arriving to a new home of yourself. That's what it feels like. It's like an arriving of a new home of yourself. And I want to read this card because this card really is a beautiful card. Number 45. 5 is change. 4 is the awakening. 9 is an ending together. So there's an ending of a realization of change through the change of what you're doing right now. Why can't I? 40. Oh, I just found it. Okay. 45 here. Endings, completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn from this experience. So I'm going to share something, but I want you guys to see this in a way of beautifulness. I sense that some of you are going to go through another shedding of a relationship, and this could be a friendship. It doesn't have to be only intimacy. And this ending of a relationship is going to be liberating for those who do go through this around this time. It's not going to be like, it's going to be a grieving process, but it's going to be a different grieving process. It's like, as you grieve this, you say thank you to it, but then you move on. And for some of you, you're going to expect it, and others, you might not necessarily see it coming. But I do feel like this is the main reason why you haven't been nourishing yourself. So maybe for some of you, you're in a dependent relationship where you just cleared a huge part of your trauma that made you jump into a relationship for safetyness, or maybe that you changed who you are and who you see yourself, your identity in this spirit human body, and now the friendships that you connected with, it just pans out and you're like, this is cool. This just means I get to receive new relationships that align with me. And others of you, maybe you're either going to have a new relationship with the person you're already with. So it's like you both are relearning to redate each other at a different frequency, or you're going to just naturally step away from that and have all this space in the world that you won't know what to do with it. And it's going to be really exciting at the same time. So again, this is a celebration of letting go. I also see this as letting go maybe of a position. Maybe some of you are starting up something, like I feel like a project or some new thing. And again, this is why I launched the Earth Dharma Healers Certification Program. So if you haven't checked that out, I would check it out down below and apply. This is a 12-month program to help you step into your Dharma. And it includes in-person, retreat, healing course, sharing circles, learning about your gifts, like protection, business, and integrity of a business of healing, and all of the things, space holding, how to space hold. It also includes up to Reiki 1 to 3. All of that's included in the program. So I know a lot of you have already applied. We've had over 49 of you have applied already. So I would highly suggest it. Like, and I'm only taking 10 souls. This is where I'm putting most of my energy outside in my space of holding. I'm going to be doing this. And This is huge, and it's beyond a program. Like, you're going to have community. You're going to be able to help the earth. If you feel like helping the earth in a bigger vision and you haven't been able to let go of the version of yourself right now and see beyond your situation and know that there is a possibility for you to do that, because there's only one me and there's only one whoever is out there. But if there's more of us out there, and it doesn't have to be like a healer archetype, it could be a different archetype. You could be healing and teaching at schools. You could be changing the world in politics and be a white hat, which is essentially the person who brings the energy of consciousness and speaks up in a space of powerful people. There's so many ways that this program can support you. So this program is for someone who maybe wants to impact and shift their space holding. So for example, if you're space holding right now, you're outgrowing it, Earth Dharma healing programs for you. If you want to learn how to space hold and you know in your being that it's time for you to step forward, I would say do that. Okay. And then also for those of you who are the wounded healer, 100% the Earth Dharma Healers Training certification is going to help you. So all that's down below. The 3 steps: do the meditation, fill out the form, and then I'll reach out if it feels aligned. You can look down below for all of that. If you're currently healing, that's important. That's so important. I would encourage you. That would mean that you're probably in the wounded healer space. And wounded healer just essentially means that you're always healing things as you support and hold space for people. I do that all the time. I'm healing while I'm holding space for people, right? And there are some people that maybe they don't need to go through what they do, but they still can help heal people by knowing their perception and going internally and empathically feeling those people and what they can do, literally as if they've gone through that same pain that they've went through. So if you are going through healing, like, you're going to learn those 12 months is actually going to be more about your own healing. And through that, you're going to find out your Dharma. It's not just like learning. You're going to learn that you're learning about yourself. And in doing that, then you find your Dharma. Then you find your aha moment. And that's exactly what happened to me and happened to many people through this path. But it's like, how do we get there? So if you're learning how to get there and you want to know how to heal and also hold space in integrity, this is a good program for you. Shift and rebirth your space holding, this is a good program for you. Still healing, feel like you need to heal but want to hold space, this is a program for you. And again, this is a very deep program. The whole application is ceremonial. So I'm going to leave it at that. I already know the souls. I've connected spiritually with the 10 souls a few times. So I'm already starting to look at the applications. I'm so excited. And this program is open till the December 17th. However, application calls are only going to be till now until the 2nd of December and the 14th to the 17th. So you only have 2 weeks to go through it. So I'm just going to share that with you guys and vocalize that. Okay. So it's time to move on to new experiences, new ways of being. There is nothing left for you to do, be, experience in your present circumstances. Hello, move on. This is why I'm talking about the Earth Dharma. So take risk and move on, even if you need a transition time. We're all going through transition right now. We're all going through change. And this includes in so many levels, like whether that's relationship with ourselves, with other people. Like, we're all going through change. Give yourself compassion. If you're not changing, you're not stepping into a higher version of yourself. If you're still the same as you are in high school, there's some healing that needs to be done. Like, we need to change. If you still have the same group that you've had since you were young, like, and no one else, there's some healing that needs to be done sometimes. You know, we don't know anything outside of ourselves if we don't allow ourselves to go outside of ourselves. And that's why perception with this year is such a beautiful card. I'm going to see if there's anything else that, the Sagittarius New Moon is calling us to step into. Okay. Wow, this is a deep card. Woo. Okay, we got 2 cards. Woo. So the first one we have is Lord, take charge of your authority. So this card is really saying, with everything that we've had in the spread, is that with the ram being in the background as the totem, the ram is like stepping into forward, stepping into your power, stepping into putting 2 feet onto the new timeline, not just like 1 feet and being kind of like, I kind of want to do it, right? Take action in your human of everything that you've been healing so far. Not about adding more during this new moon in Sagittarius. It's about just taking charge and authority of where you are and responsibility of what parts of you are coming up. Let's read this card. 50. Is it 50? Yeah. Don't be afraid to charge and use your voice. Exactly what I was mentioning. Be strong. So what parts of you is scared of using your voice to speak about what you want for yourself to be nourished? What parts of you is scared to talk about the dream, the life that you want? Because this Sagittarius new moon is about manifesting the life you want, the abundant life, the nourishing life. How would it feel to wake up on a morning and go upstairs and your whole space is in a perfect, like all the furniture, everything that you like, all the colors, it's just perfectly laid out. You start your tea, your cacao, your coffee. You have time to sit and do your thing. Maybe you have your kids that are there. Maybe your partner's with you. What would an abundant, nourishing morning feel like? What would a nourishing day feel like in your life? What would a nourishing night feel like? What would a nourishing lifestyle feel like? That is what the Sagittarius new moon is bringing up for us. What is nourishing for us, and to take charge of that. Use our voice. Speak up for what you want. Don't say, this is my reality, so let me just make myself small. The test is your reality. That's literally what's happening. What's happening right now is the reality test of what you can receive. Are you going to fixate on that, or are you going to still work on where you want to go? Are you still going to claim what you want? So don't be afraid. It's not about being in fear. The Lord is an oracle, holds the ram staff and wears a crown of antlers, showing he keeps himself firmly rooted in the grounded and protected by his people. He regals the air, indicates that he has a taste of finer things in life. Yet he is sensitive to those who are less fortunate than he is. So it's like, how can we be abundant, but also be heart-centered? Some of you may be scared of having nice things. Why is that? Is it because your parents had to work hard and they didn't have it? Is it because people have judged you for having nice things? Why are we still believing these people? We're done with that. Goodbye. Like, we're done. No more. So I think that's the biggest thing that's coming up for this. Sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel that your kindness or your gifts are being taken granted for, it's time to change that. You're not being nurtured? Goodbye. Time to go. We're done. Like, bye. We're done. I talked about this in Sagittarius at the end of the reading. If you guys have watched this, I was like, done. We're done. Because that's literally what Spirit was saying. I got a sassy Spirit channeling for us and was like, why are we doing this? And she was on her throne. She was looking good. Like, she was like in that energy. And she was like, we're done. We don't have time for this. We don't have human time for this. Like, we're done. So it's like, take authority. But then we also have that loving care. We don't let our ego come in and wound it again and just be like, well, I have the finer things in life and everyone's beneath me. No, it's like, we have the finer things in life. I can be nourished. And in doing that, I can energetically help with the collective consciousness. That's what's up. Okay. And that is why I'm saying with everyone, if you are feeling called to step into abundance, because this Earth Dharma is going to talk about abundance blocks. Do you feel a block of not being compensated for your gifts? Honey, you need to be nourished to express your gifts for the collective. We're going to go into that. How to be abundant while stepping into your gifts. How to be abundant while expanding your space holding you already have. How to be abundant while being the wounded healer and still going through your own healing process. I want you to be more abundant as going through the program. It's not that you do the program and then you're abundant. It's like through it, you were going to be abundant. That's what we're talking about here. So this Lord card is like the energy of overcoming the drama and all of those energies and seeing it as growth, right? Your reality right now is growth. Your reality right now is initiation. But if you allow yourself to stay in that initiation process, that snake process, which is shedding skin, you're going to keep on shedding and feel like you're always doing healing. But if you see the lesson, you see it for what it is, and you say, okay, well, I can still be nourished through this process. That's a whole other story. That's a new perspective. You are being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. How am I allowing my shadow self? How am I allowing my wounds to boss me around? That's deep. The spirit's deep. Do I let my wounds be the boss and be the dictator of how I should feel and if I should be happy in my life? Think about that. You have to take your voice in charge with it. Like, you need to let your voice speak up. Who's driving the car to your life? Your victimhood? The people-pleasing parents? The partner that could not show up and be in their masculine and you couldn't trust? The part of you that is trying to get your attention, self-talking and like, just saying all these like, what we see negative things, but really it's alive in us. So if we just ignore it, it's just going to keep speaking. Is that part of us driving while they're speaking? You need to use your voice and say, hey, I'm driving now and I'm going to be abundant and nourished. And we're going to go to a nourishing destination. Or you're going to let all those parts of us take charge of your life, take charge of your happiness, dictate your happiness and your nourishment. Because remember, going back to that quote, I am always nourished every single day. Get out of my way and I will receive that nourishment. Step out of the door of nourishment and you will receive it. It will pour through you. The other part is this card also brings the energy of ambition and can show you potential of moving upwards on your professional ladder. So where in your career are you expanding right now in your life? Does this mean this is a time for you to step away and like be like, maybe I need a new career right now? It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you're at in your journey. When you're not in your dharma, when you're not in your full alignment of what makes you happy and why your soul, your star self, dropped into a human meat suit, then you're going to just always feel like you're never nourished. You're going to always feel like you're seeking a perception outside of yourself. You're going to always feel like you need to be attached to the materialistic world. That is the opposite of what Sagittarius New Moon is teaching us. Enjoying life, celebration, optimism. That's what we want to do. Using our voice and taking charge and authority of our life and our happiness. Well, this is so deep. So right now, if some of you are not feeling ambitious in your professional life, you're going through a change. It's time to go. It's time to shift. And I'm not saying do it today and be like, bye, Susie, we're done. I'm quitting. Thanks for the ride, but I'm done. It's not like that. Okay, guys. Like it's not that energy. But what we can do is start to take charge of authority and start voicing and scripting and writing what is the life we want to do and start creating it. Right? So again, if that part of your journey is being a healer, space holder, and leader of the new earth, the earth dharmas down below apply to that. But let me tell you, there will be resistance. We're not bypassing anything in this program. And you have no way to ignore your dharma. So it's just going to get louder. So for those who are stepping into it, like, just telling you, I'm just reading that this resonates heavy. Yes, Scorpio's in the house. Scorpio here, transitioning from stay to home realtor. Can't wait to run that. Yes, bring that abundance, honey. Desiree, I love it. So again, this is so huge and so powerful. The last card we have is feel loved and comforted. Oof. Can I just say that it's snowing right now and the vibes of comfort is just here as well? And here is just really asking like to find this comfort in ourselves before we look outside of ourselves and start manifesting the life, right? We need to find home, whatever that feeling is. For me, it's by a beach in the ocean, near the like Caribbean kind of blue beach. And I'm walking on there with a white outfit, a white dress, white sundress. Have my braids. I'm feeling good. The wind is in my hair. I'm just all vibing. There's a sunset about to happen. and I'm just fully peaceful and I can feel the wind on my face, that is where I feel at home. Whenever I feel this disconnect, I go there. Okay? This mama got to mama myself. Yes. Thank you. You got to mama yourself too. So Earth Mother is just really just saying, how can I nourish and hold you and feel grounded around this time? Ground yourself after all of this deep work that you've done over this past year. Where were you in December? Where were you on November 23rd, 2022? I mean, 2021. I'm getting the years mixed up. What is time? What is time? 2021. Where were you? What were you doing? What was in that journal of yours? Have you ever looked at that? Be comforted of where you are. We have 98 here. Let me read this for the last card, and then I'm going to close with some affirmations. Take time to connect deeply with your energy, the earth energy, so that you can feel supported and make decisions based on strength and integrity. We're not making decisions out of lack. We're not making decisions out of like that boss driving the car, that negative version of ourselves, that victimhood that's dictating if we decide to be happy and put a smile on our face, or if we decide to laugh a little bit, even though someone just cut us off on the road. You know? So here's just being nourished. And I can't help but share, and I only point this out when it's in the field to point it out for this season. But for this new moon in Sagittarius, there's so many butterflies and they're landing on her as she holds the earth. So it's kind of a representation collectively that we're all going through a lot of transformation. We're doing this together. You're not alone. And it's also sharing that like now we get to see all the transformations and allow it to surround us and be in a reflective space. Because with transformation, as it's aligned and working with Mother Earth, what is Earth? What is nature? It's abundant. It's abundant. Just like when you step into your Dharma, you're abundant because you're stepping into your transformation. You were talking yesterday about download of grounding them here on the earth. Deaf feel that. Boss babe driving the car. Yes, get that. Who's driving the car? I feel like I should just say that every reading with you guys. Who's driving the car in your life right now with my clients? Who's driving the car with your life? I love it. Okay. We got gratitude coming out. Is there any other cards, Spirit? Let me know what's hitting for you guys. I just love hanging out with you guys, as you can probably tell. Okay, so gratitude. I am grateful. I'm thankful for this life and opportunities that it is present. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it is present. Gratitude is important. Without gratitude, we can't have abundance, because if we keep on seeking outside of ourselves, it means that there's something we're not grateful for. If you keep thinking you don't have enough, there's something you're not grateful for. That's huge. Yes, I've talked about love already. It was earlier in the reading. Thanks, Yami, for asking. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Ooh, expand your perception of money. Expand your perception of gratitude. Expand your perception of not being a victim to that voice. What affirmation deck are you using? I honestly don't know because I threw out the... If you look up affirmation deck, it's the first one. It looks like this. But I threw out the card holder because I've had those for a long, long time. So yeah, reading your messages. I'm just fascinated by the way time, because I have a full faith that everything will work out with the chaos around me. This is weird. Yeah, chaos really brings clarity. Chaos is the most biggest blessing. It's not a blessing during the time, but after, it's like, thank goodness I went through all of that, you know? Wow, I pulled the growth card Monday. Confirmation. Are you listening to the Spirit's like confirmation reminder? You and Spirit have been kicking my butt lately. Sorry. Spirit's been going deep. Like, we've been getting some very deep guides on this end. It's huge. Miscommunication is medicine, 100%. It's a lesson. Miscommunication is a lesson. I'm going to even share that and go even deeper. Attitude of gratitude. Yes, I love all these comments you guys are coming in. The Soul Journey deck lesson card. Thanks, Elena. Yeah, I forgot because I've just been using it. Do you do personal readings? I do not. However, I do recommend people. So if you are interested in reading, message me on Instagram. I can send you a person. But yeah, I don't do. I just do collective readings. I only do them for my clients, just because energetically, I go so deep, and it just I can't. I can't. There's only one of me, which is why I'm doing the Earth Dharma, because if there's other people with readings and do this training and all the things and step into their power of their Dharma, if card reading is your Dharma, then, you know, you could do it. I can recommend you, which is awesome. Great for everyone. So, okay, we only have one card that fell out. I was just asking the cards if there was any more. So we have Yang, which is one. One is new beginning, new start. What a way to come full circle after that whole card reading. Let's see what this card says. Okay. The masculine principle, the movement and creative activity, the power to make things happen, taking action. We just had the Lord card. This is literally a double whammy of the Lord card, Yang and the Lord card. Okay. So, okay, let me just say this. If there's any resistance in abundance, do some masculine energy work within yourself. Okay. What is the block of masculine healing? Because let me tell you, for you to receive abundance, the heart needs to be open. What charges the heart? The masculine. The masculine wants the heart to be open. That is why right now so many masculines are going through a big expansion within ourselves. I think that's so huge. Okay, let me see. When will the material abundance match the purpose? Is it the leap of faith that trusts us to abundance needs a purpose? It's the leap of action. That's really what it is. It's the leap of action. The amount of people that are in the spiritual journey, or the opposite, it could be vice versa. And, you know, you're just so into like faith, trust. And it's like, that's great, but you need to co-create. You can't just give your power away. This guru like energy that we used to have back in the 19s, like, you know, last century, the 20th century, that's like done. We're not in guru century anymore, which is all about like, we go to people for our faith, for our power. Your power is in yourself. Your power is within you. But then when you can co-create with the unseen dimensions, universe, God, whatever you connect with, that is where you become abundant, right? But if you just sit there and you're like, it's not going to come. It's not going to come. It's like, we're not giving that. It's all in all of us, but we have to tap into it ourselves. So the biggest thing when you talk about abundance matching purpose, it's finding, and this is what I go into in the Earth Dharma Healers Facilitation Program. It's like we talk about the 4 steps to stepping into your purpose and your Dharma and being abundant while doing it. You know, this is huge. It's a blessing that I'm able to do what I do full time. I bring gratitude to it every time I wake up. Like, I'm so grateful for it. And it's because I learned certain things along the way from teachers and people that have held me, that I changed my life within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour of allowing myself to invest in that guidance for that person and keeping that all in. So I made this program, channeled this program where it brings abundance, gifts, integrity of healer, like all the things, and also your own shadow work and healing. And there's so much light language codes. Like, we're going to cover so many things in this program. It's going to be for a lot of different little nimbits of basically everything that I've learned from various teachers and more, and also within myself. So if that's something that you're working through, then, and you feel like you resonate with that, you can check that out. But again, I really highly suggest, it's like co-creating an action with abundance, you know, taking action, taking charge of your abundance. It's going back to, who's the boss of your life right now? Is it the universe driving, or are you and the universe driving? That's the difference. We got to share that space. You know, you jump off at the gas station, now it's your turn to drive. It's your turn to act on what the universe just taught you through that drive, that little road trip. That's what we're talking about. I hope that helps, Janae. That was a really deep one. Who's driving? I know. Who is driving though? Who is driving? I love that. Good. I've been there just waiting around on some stuff to come for me. We're not waiting around. We're still acting. No action. So we're still acting, even if it's not coming to us in human form. This is one of the biggest things with abundance and everything. if you're just waiting, you're just like chilling, waiting. I hope you guys can see me. Whoop. Can you see me? Can you see me? Okay, now you can see me. Sorry, it froze. Just waiting, and I feel like this is almost like the end of and I don't know. Let's because we're going deeper into card reading. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull the ones that I think the why card was the one that really fell out. So why is just like knowing your why of this, okay? And this one's really just saying taking action. So why do you do what you do? Are you waiting for a result? Because a result doesn't bring home in ourselves, right? So, for example, if someone goes to school, I'm giving an example because this came up with a client the other day. If you go to school and you go and you do your master's and your PhD and you do all of your studies, and I want you to ask yourself, what part of yourself did that for you? Did you do it because you want to see your parents happy? Did you do it because you're the first one in your generation to go to school and go into postgraduate? Did you do it because you felt that that was the only way that someone would see you worthy if they read your resume? If any of those things resonate, that means that our why is not for us, it's for everyone else but us. And that's not how we become abundant. That means we're chasing abundance our whole life. This Sagittarius new moon is about understanding life for us, nourishment for us, celebration for us. Because when we can do that, then we can show up deeper for other people and the ones we love. But if we're relying on them and that person leaves our relationship because it's time to go, we become a full wreck, a chaos. Because this whole person that we put all of our life and our abundance and our worth in is gone. What are we going to do? And that's what we find a lot when people have parents that pass away and then they get into this space where they're in this cycle where their body and their spirit is just like grieving for years on end. And then when I do a candle ceremony with them, they're like, I didn't grieve that for 40 years. Yeah, because when it was time to go for them, it was also time to go for your happiness and abundance because you put so much of that in the pedestal for them. So again, when we talk about your question about waiting around for stuff to come, like we're not waiting. There's no such thing as time with this manifestation with Sagittarius new moon. It's about keep living your life, keep doing the things. Like the package that comes in that you just ordered, if it doesn't come on Wednesday and it said it was coming on Wednesday, you're going to stop your whole life and you're just going to cry and stay there and be like, oh my God, I can't do nothing. I can't go to work. I can't. No, we still live our life. We still do the things. We still just keep going, keep flowing. Whatever that looks like every day, which it will look like differently. So I hope that resonated with you because for some reason I felt like that message had to come in. And again, I hear a lot of abundance questions. And if this is something that you're interested in, there's two things. Highly, 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 highly would suggest if you are someone stepping into leadership, the Earth Dharma, apply to it. All you have to do, meditation, step into your Dharma on your own, fill out the form. When I read it, if I feel like it aligns, we chat for 30 minutes and then we step forward into the program. I'm only picking 10 souls for this. This is where 85% of my energy is going next year, is this. So I want to help uplift other people to step into that. Whoop. I hope that analogy, I love it. I love analogies. There's so much better to learn. It's so important. Okay, we're gonna block this person. Okay, so I think that's so important to tune into. And what else was I gonna say? I feel like that's it. On that note, let's close it off. Let's close the space. Let's do some space. When do apps close? So applications close on December 17th. However, I am only taking application calls, which is the last part for you to confirm your spot, between now and the 2nd of December and the 14th to the 17th of December. So you have 2 weeks, like a week and a half to apply and basically register. The reason why I'm doing this is because I know the souls that are going to be in this. There's going to be a big transformation. You're probably feeling resistance. You're the ones I want to work with because that's where the big transformation is. And the ones that are the other half of you are going to be a full body yes. You've been waiting for this program your whole life. You're like, Shika, you read my mind. Then this is the program for you. Again, when you read it, take deep breaths in And yeah, I'm already getting some applicants. The applications are literally, my heart is so, if you've applied already and put in the Google form, wow, like just wow. It's so nice to meet you, and I can't wait to get to know you. And check your email for the application as well. But all that is down below. I got you. Okay, so I think that's it. I love you all so much. I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't checked out the video for the energy update beyond the card reading, go check that out. And then also, I have the meditation coming out this Friday. So if you see this before or after, sorry, the 18th of November, then it's already up. And you can do this video and this meditation 3 days before the day of and 3 days after to really maximize the energy of this moon. Again, if you haven't applied for the Earth Dharma training for certification, it's down below. This is for space holders and healers. It's a 12-month training and certification. Starts in January. And you can go down below to see all the steps on my website of how to apply all the things. This is a very powerful program for the wounded healer, the person who's advancing and changing and transforming their space holding. They're already a space holder. And also for the person who hasn't been held in space but wants to be a space holder, we need you. Like, we need you. You need yourself. So you can apply down below. I have courses on shadow work down below as well. And my one-on-ones is currently closed because I'm spending most of my time on this program right now and on these beautiful 10 souls. So until then, I will let you know when they open again. I love you all so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. This was fun. I really missed this. And I hope you have a beautiful Sagittarius new moon on November 23rd, 2022. Love you. Sending you protection, love, ease, and abundance.